begin.
Hi everybody, welcome to what will be the last production of 2021. So I'm just sitting here with John, who everybody knows.
Hello,
anyway.
everybody.
And we're just going to kind of recap on what's been an absolutely stonking year. We've seen all sorts of amazing things happen. There's been a couple of tragic losses of people that we know, and we've seen some businesses go up and some businesses go down. And so we're going to talk about some of the favourite films or productions that we've done, and then have a little bit of a chat about the market. And if anybody's got any questions at the end of it, you know what you need to do. Just go along the bottom there, and there's a little comment section. So if you've got any comments for John or I that you want to put forward, if you've got any questions about what we're going to do this year, next year, what we've got planned, drop us a line. And please, as ever, like, subscribe and follow. It's really important for us. So before we roll into it, I just want to give the Death Sunny, as we've named it, one last punt to see if we can find a buyer for it before we set fire to it. John, do you want to explain why they call it the Death Sunny?
It's the Death Sunny because it's an absolute death trap. It's got a monster Toyota Beams engine in it, original brakes and suspension, original diff. It's exciting, but it's also a little bit on the dangerous side. It is MOT'd and ready for registration, if I believe, right? It's a South African import, fresh into the country. It's not rotten. It's a nice, tidy thing. Just needs a suspension and brake package and actually be a really capable fast road car.
Or drift.
Or drift car, or take it historic rally and anything you want to do with it. It's quite versatile. I think maybe it's a show and shine. Drop it into the weeds, take it to some shows, maybe some better wheels. Yeah. Good to go. But you're interested, give us a shout. There's nothing else like it on the market, is there?
No, nothing. So if there's anybody interested, you know the number, 01429838885. Ask for me, ask for John, ask for ours. So recapping on last year, we've done, I think it's 36 videos in a year for our YouTube channel. Bonkers to think about how immersed we've become in it. And it's been really good for us. It's brought us a lot of interest.
It has,
I think probably one of the standout videos was 33 GTR gold mine. Are you sitting on a gold mine?
Yeah. A lot of phone calls we got in the office after that video where I've just watched your video about the rusty 33. Mine's exactly the same. Can you help? And we're still getting phone calls like that today. So very, very popular video.
I mean, some of them that come through are horrendous, and there's no way of kind of sugarcoating the salty side of restoration work. Some come through and we've looked at them and been really, really good. Excuse me, it's cold in here, there's no heating. And others have been absolutely fabulous. But that, I mean, that for me, that was a really good highlight video. What about yourself, John?
I like the R34 Midnight Purple 2 video. The car's just over there. Andy's 34. Beautiful car, beautiful setting. Just a really, really nice video. Very cinematic. I enjoyed that one. Stonking car. Don't know about my own videos. Personally, I can't watch them. I find them too cringy. So I don't know if they're any good. But I've had some decent feedback of folks.
Well, we usually use the honey trap, John, because you're like the male model out of all the stuff.
Who hasn't had a shave in 3 weeks. And okay.
I mean, with Andy's car, well, I mean, where the value's going to go on that thing, I really don't know. Kind of one of 280 ever produced. Full heritage rebuild. It's clean underneath, it's up top, 2.8 billet stroker, capable of massive numbers as well. And that was a full bespoke kind of package. It showcased a lot of the stuff that we can do for people.
It's easy to say where they're going to go. They're going to continue to go up, aren't they? We never thought 10 years ago that a 400R would be hitting $1 million.
Oh, no.
You know, they were like 60 grand when we were importing them. Nobody could have guessed that. Now we've got a kind of idea what's going to happen. It's just going to continue. You know, these cars are going to be ridiculous numbers one day. It brings us back to the 33 GTSTs. Owners are now in a position where they can go for a full restoration. The money's there now. And they still haven't kind of blown their brains out with the car, you know. They might have 25, 30 grand in the car finished, but that they're going to exceed that very soon. Some of them are already there, but they are going to exceed it.
Good to see that underdog car float up to the surface, most definitely. And you know what, looking back at videos, I remember the one that we did about the Hakasuka, the Jensen Button tried to buy.
Oh, that's right.
I'm watching the cameraman split his head open when he was hanging out the back of the truck filming his
Out of my truck.
off the road. Totally illegal, and I'm sure that if any members of the law had came along and seen the cameraman hanging out with a seatbelt wrapped around his leg filming us, we might have got told off for that one. I mean, that was a great video, and then we took that into the village, and then the response of, you know, the local people coming across wanting to know what's that car. When we picked up Blue Thunder, as we call it, our 2021 track edition.
That was the start of this year, wasn't it?
One of 5 that came into the UK for the whole of the year. The only one in Bayside Blue, and the very first one off the production line. So we were really blessed to kind of get the opportunity to take ownership of that car.
You got that just in time with production getting halted. Yeah. There's not going to be any more, is there? Let's face it.
Maybe single digits for next year, 35s coming into the UK.
Top end models likely.
Yeah, special editions.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I mean, Nissan have already said that they're stopping production on certain models, and kind of what they're trying to say is we're not producing anymore because we can't get this part or we can't get that part. And I think it's just a way of them trying to gracefully step away and then just let the name just frizzle off instead of saying we've run out of money.
Yeah, ready for a big electric comeback in 10 years' time, maybe.
Yeah, same as what happened with the C110.
Yeah.
You know, when there was the fuel crisis, they couldn't afford anything, so the production stopped, and it stopped for like, you know, a couple of decades, to be honest, before the R badge came back. So they were great films.
So what does that mean for R35 prices then?
Mental.
We're already seeing what was a 25 grand car last year is now a 35 grand car today or more, isn't it?
Yeah. Starship Enterprise video, for anybody that hasn't seen that one. We had the highest mileage R35 GTR known in captivity, 186,000 miles, one owner, and we did a great video about that one, where we were kind of Star Trekkies in and out, as we called it, the Enterprise. It had gone on for so long.
And the accountant querying why we'd bought 3 fancy dress outfits on the company card.
Moving premises, a real massive step forward for the business. 3 full-sized units, moving from 2 kind of compact units. Opening up a car showroom, putting a big dyno in there as well, so you can sit in a totally immersive atmosphere of, can't see these seats really, but these are Nismo Club Sport seats, £10,000 for the pair. When we advertised them, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Set the internet on fire, and everybody's kind of decrying, how on earth can you have a set of seats which are worth 10 grand? How long, John, did we have them for before they sold?
48 hours.
48 hours. £10,000 for a pair of seats.
Because you can't buy these seats unless you buy a Clubman package in Japan. That's right, isn't it? Nobody can smuggle you these out of the Amori factory or anything. You have to buy the package.
Yeah, this particular style, definitely. I mean, moving forward, new car showroom, which will be totally unique in the United Kingdom, with all sorts of truly beautiful 30s and Skylines and GTRs and Nismos. We're really trying to make a push for us to become that Amori, that Nismo Amori factory, but bringing that to the United Kingdom. And we want to look after the cars that we enjoy working on. We still do bring in other little projects if they're interesting. We just built a Mustang for somebody, 1960, whatever it is. John, you know a bit more about
that. It's a 68 Mustang Coupe. I was just going to go into that, how our skill set is, you know, getting out there, and people are ringing us and saying, do you just do GTRs? Well, of course not. And they're coming in with some much different marks, and we've joked, why aren't we just the Heritage Centre? That's been bantered around, hasn't it? We can restore anything, can't we? It doesn't have to be a GTR.
Yeah. Looking forward to next year. I mean, obviously, 2021, we were kind of coming out of that total shutdown where the world ground to a halt in the previous
terrible year.
This year's had its challenges for sure, trying to get production of everything going again. You know, and the 4-week plan move, which is now into its 4th month, and we're nearly there. So we're talking kind of January. We're hoping to switch the restoration centre lights back on. Just waiting for the extraction to get certified, and we're done.
But there's no escaping it. We have fallen behind, haven't we? There's no.
Oh yeah.
There's no escaping that. Customers have been very, very good about it though, and very understanding, which is nice.
Absolutely. Well, we don't want to knock out rubbish just for the sake of knocking
Exactly.
it out.
Yeah, the last thing we'll do is rush to catch back up.
And I mean, again, some of the stuff that we've got planned for next year, I'll be having some Zoom meetings with some fairly high-ranking people in Nissan and Nismo. The first one I'll be doing is a good friend of mine, a gentleman called Bob Lashley. You can Google his name, have a look for him. Bob was the Global Operations Director, or Ambassador as they called him in Nissan, for Nissan GTR platform 400R. So he's behind the new 400R as well. And he was everything and anything to do with Nismo. And a bit of an interesting story, one of the videos that we were shooting, Supercar Sunday, where we were going to a supercar meet, and we had the Hakkasuga, and we had the Blue Thunder, our special edition car. And we decided to call around the Nissan plant because the manufacturing plant's just around the corner from us. So we pulled them outside, brand new 2021 track edition, then a Hakkasuga. Our photographers there taking loads of photographs. And then these two security guards appear out of nowhere, waving their arms around, shouting and screaming at us, saying, "You can't do that. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? This is private area. You're not allowed to take any photographs." And we tried to explain that we were doing a photo shoot for a Japanese car magazine, and the security guard come up and he's writing it down and what editions are going to be, and very thorough. And then I kind of went on to say, I says, and by the way, my friend who works for you does know that I'm here. And he went, "Oh, and who might that be?" And I went, "Well, it's Bob Lashley." Well, at that point, it was like a scene out of Raiders of the Lost Ark when they all got down and started praying to the God. And then these security guards just apologised to us, went, "They're really sorry for disturbing us," and just gently kind of walked back in the office and left us. But
like when Homer Simpson disappears back into the hedge.
That's exactly what it was. So I've got a great video lined up with Bob. And we talk about where everything came from, where it's going to. Bob's been involved in the new 400Z as well, which obviously is a huge launch out there. Sadly, we're not getting it, but there will be some grey imports available. If you want one, drop us a line. And then we're flying out to Italy to Ital Design, where we will be driving their GTR 50 round a race circuit. So we're looking forward to do that. We're going out to a few of our product suppliers, PPG for example. We're going to Store Market. We're going to their production factory, which I believe is about 5 miles square. And if that place ever blew up, it'd be the equivalent of a megaton nuclear bomb going off. So we're going there to do some kind of insight into some of the products that we use. So we've got loads of stuff coming, some great content. We're really going to knock the YouTube channel in, kind of really into the next level. Yeah. Hoping to get
a lot more restoration coverage.
Yeah,
the actual fabrication work, the technical side
technical.
of that.
A lot of people are asking you for the technical information behind it. So
yeah.
When we're working on stuff like this, you can actually see how we form and shape and bend things. So it's not just you're going to see the paint work at the end. We'll actually help you kind of home DIY is get an idea of what to do. What else were we talking about, John?
We'd love to follow a restoration, maybe a 10-parter, follow it from start to finish. So it won't be a weekly update, but maybe every other month we'll put an episode about a particular car, so you guys can follow a car from rolling in through the door to eventually getting handed back to the customer. So that's something I'm really keen to do.
Yeah, right. So, all in all, I think it's a bit of a wrap now. We've had an amazing year. Just want to thank, as John does, everybody that started following us. And I think I mentioned in the last video, our social media platform last month hit 500,000 people. Not exclusively to YouTube or to Facebook or whatever, but cumulatively we managed to reach out to 500,000 people. And for us, that's kind of like, wow, you know, there's all these people around the world wanting to kind of look and see what we do, so we want to give you some more. Yeah. So for me and for John, we're just going to sign out now. Wish you all the best. Have a fabulous break over this festive period, and then we'll see you back rocking and rolling in the new year. So, sorry, what did you say, mate?
2022.
All right, so here we go. Let's get stuck into 2022.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for following us. See you next year.
Take care. Bye-bye.
No.